Hey, what's going on, everybody? Max here with BB, and today for 10 Minutes Max, we're going to be doing a little market-wide update, Bitcoin, ETH, and maybe some altcoins if we have time. Now, one of my 2025 goals is to make more of these 10-minute max videos. Typically, they go way over 10 minutes, which of course is fine. We always do that. I'm going to try to keep them as close to 10 minutes as possible. And again, my goal is to make one every single day, Monday through Friday, so that you guys have these and you can rely on them and count on them just like you do with some of my other content, maybe X or our YouTube market check show, which is daily. So let's get into the charts so that we don't waste any time. So we're getting a little bit of a shakeout here to start January. Now, something that I've put a lot of emphasis on, at least within our Discord community, is you need to mark out the calendar rollover, okay, on everything. So let's go to January 1st. All right, let's go to January 1st and we'll label this here. So 2025 open. All right. Oop, I typed 2024. 2025 open, and we'll make that a little bit bigger. All right. So this was the first price that was traded for the entirety of 2025 so far. So this is the opening tick. 2024 ends, 2025 begins. Now, if we zoom in here, you can see the significance of this level where, for example, and I'll show some more historical ones here as well. Again, this was the opening tick. And initially what we did here is after the opening tick, right here, we moved down a little bit, perfectly into demand. We were watching this region, okay? So perfectly into this previous demand. Now, how do we define this, right? Accumulation clearly led to expansion, and then we retested it, right? So pretty textbook right there. So opening tick, right on the open, within less than half a day, we tagged demand, all right? So now what we're seeing is there was a lot of, maybe we'll call them overly eager 2025 open longers. All right. So all of the people that were, aggressively longing here and perhaps chasing it all the way up in here, you can see some of these candles like the ones I have highlighted as like, light green or dark green. These are huge, huge buyers that came in. Some leverage, some spot. This is just a spot chart, but it's both, right? So what you basically have just seen is a complete reset of 2025 where anybody that longed, whether it was down here at the open or up here at the top, basically had their entry pressured, right? So we swept this 2025 yearly open and we took out the low of the year as well. Very, very predatory sweep. You like to see that kind of stuff within a quick reaction to the opposing side. But this is a pretty textbook, like right off the open, manipulate it down, manipulate it up, test everybody, shake everybody out, and then you get your real move, right? And actually, one of my favorite examples of this was actually ETH last year. Okay. And then we'll dive into some more, other high time frame charts and stuff like that. But this was one of my favorite examples of how predatory these calendar rollovers are and can be. And here's the thing is it doesn't just happen on the yearly candle. It can happen on a new weekly candle, a new monthly candle, a new quarterly candle. But the yearly is a big one. All right. So let's mark out January. Oops. Sorry about that. Let's mark out January 1st. Hit the wrong button there. January 1st of 2024. Okay. So this is Ethereum now. So 2024 yearly open. All right. Top right. And we'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So you can see very clearly here, and then again, I just want to show you this as one of my favorite examples of how early open, yearly open positioning gets shaken up. It's not uncommon at all to see this, okay? So look at what happened here with ETH last year. Opening tick. Oh yeah, we're going to be rich. Oh, we got wrecked, right? Oh, time to short, time to short. Oh no. then you're gonna be rich again, and then, oh, you're wrecked, it's the crazy whipsaw around the yearly open before you ultimately pick a direction and you start moving, and we see it time and time and time again, and this is I mean, this is a prime example, perhaps of what we literally just did, with something like Bitcoin. ETH actually just did the same move as well. Here we can here we can even just go to ETH and see how, see if it looks similar, right? It should. All right. So here's ETH this year. All right. I mean, you can even see how similar it looks right here, right? So here's the open right here. Wait, right here. Yeah, so I mean, it's a little different, but in a way it's the same, right? It's the same idea, the same concept of wrecking people that position a little bit too aggressively for a bias, up or down, where it's like what we saw last year, right? I didn't have this labeled, but this is the 25 open right here, right? Oh, we're gonna be rich, alt season. Oh, we're wrecked. They sell everything, and then they really send it, right? Just like they did over here. It's the same kind of thing. But let's see how we're doing on time. All right, we got some time here. We got some time. I'm gonna try to stick to my time allowance, but we'll see how that goes. So, anyways, I just wanted to set the stage a little bit, right? Of what has happened in the past, how this market tends to whipsaw and manipulate people, and kind of what we have to deal with, right? What we have to deal with. So let's go back to the Binance chart here for ETH. Actually, we need to go back to Bitcoin first. We got to always start with Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin, we've got our 2025 open here. I like the reaction we're getting so far. But let's take a look at the higher time frames, because I find a lot of people, myself included, can sometimes fall into the trap of conflating a local bias, or in other words, it's not looking so good today, therefore I'm bearish for the next quarter, which is a flawed way of thinking, okay? When I look at this chart, you truly are in a range, right? I see a lot of people trying to say that this is like the cycle top and the complacency shoulder and all this stuff. When I look at this chart, this is basically what I see. This is demand, right? This little box. Big buy volume after a markup, chop, 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 expansion, initial retest, and then, an attempt at vertical accumulation. Okay. So let's expand this demand out a bit. So right here, and I think we could even go to the daily, right? We could go to the daily, and you can see there's this big daily candle right here, right? Huge buy volume coming in. And we will say daily demand. All right, and I'll make that a little bit bigger just so you guys can see it in case it's blurry. But we've got some daily demand right here. And what we've been doing is just chopping everybody up, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down. But as of right now, there's a strong support right underneath the current price. And what I like the most about this again is that, hey, look, this was a really predatory move, right? This was terrible, right? Not fun. Kind of got a little eerie feeling about it right when we were up there. Just how quickly we moved off of the open. Like the opening tick for the year was right here, and we moved up pretty quick. And I've seen this happen before. I didn't do any hedging or anything like that. I'm just holding my positions, and it sucks, but we're just still ranging. Like there's nothing to cause a high time frame shift of bias or anything like that. Um, but we really are just, in a giant range right here. And there's a few different ways you could draw this range. Like you could look at it like this. I think that this is a really clean way to look at it as well, where you've got, very clearly here your range high, you've got your range low, you've got an interaction with the mid range, and you even have like a little deviation right under here, a little trap to the downside, right? So right now you're sitting on top of high time frame daily demand within a range, right? And I know it sucks to see this, right? But just keep in mind what I was showing you about the open, right? people aggressively longing into a yearly rollover, and then we had a very aggressive shakeout, right? So I think in my book, like the only way that I would reassess this and get bearish is, if we started spending some time below this range, like this is still demand technically, and we really just kind of completed like a three drive here, and we might end up filling this wick a little bit or something like that. So this is a little three tap right here, and like in theory, this should hold, okay? Where I would probably get bearish is, and I know it's a little bit later the game, but I like confirmation, and I've been long for a long time, is, if I see us, down here and then we battle with the 2025 Open, and we just, maybe deviate above it and we just can't seem to reclaim that open and we're just chewing into this demand. That would make me more bearish. And I'm not exactly sure what I would expect from there. So like we'll assess that if and when the time comes. But as of right now, like I'm just not I'm just not seeing it, Like I think this was just a classic, like I just showed you guys with, the Ethereum chart. It was people getting a little bit out in front of their skis on a calendar rollover, and we had a nice wipe and we retested the open. So we'll see what happens from there. Let's take a look at ETH as well. We've got our 2025 open right here. Structure still looks totally fine in my opinion. This is just a really clean, really, really clean range right here. Um, coming back all the way to, this crazy sell-off that we had, we came back, retested demand perfectly and held. And we basically entered this really tight consolidation and cluster, all of Christmas while the Americans were away. And then again, we had a little predatory, trap to the upside. I didn't take any hedges out. I did tell our Discord, like, hey, if you are going to hedge, like, in theory, this is your spot. Acceptance above 37.50, it's going to go. But if you wanted to hedge, this is your spot. But I didn't do any hedging. I'm just holding. I'm positioned. I can deal with, the chop and the volatility. But it's the same thing that we saw on the ETH chart that I showed you how we opened last year, where, this was our opening tick. We got a little bit excited off the open, and it's alt season. We're gonna be rich. Boom. It's over. Market top is in. Some macroeconomic indicators in contraction. It's over. And then they'll dink it around here, and then they'll run it up, and then they'll test it again, and then we'll be off to the races. Hopefully, right? Hopefully. I'm loving the reaction off of this local low. I think there's a good case to be made as like this is a range right here. At least for now, right? Or at least we're playing some liquidity games at a minimum. So I think step number one for ETH here would be like, you got to get back above this yearly open, right? I love this reaction so far. Let's finish the job. Let's get back above the yearly open. Something else that I really love as well is here on the 12-hour. We've got our nice kind of SR band. This is actually an indicator that I coded. No, I am not a coder, but I am good at prompting AI to code me things. So I coded this. I'm on my coder arc. Um, but yeah, anyways, looking at this right here, you can see, this has been pretty clear SR for Ethereum on the higher time frames going all the way back to last summer. You can see the amount of attempted holds, attempted to hold here, hold there, rejected there, suppress price over here. And you can see that, as as price goes higher, this band is moving up. And again, we're sweeping liquidity, predatory drop below the 2025 open, shaking people out. And again, we are holding this band as well, so looks pretty good. Let's take a look at my favorite, Pepe. Why not? So first thing you'll notice here as well, we got a nice little band below. I mean, here's what really should be considered, right? Range high, range low, deviation of the high, deviation of the low, rejection at mid-range and bottom of that supply. We could probably just get rid of that to make it cleaner, right? Remove some of these drawings. I got the 2025 open there. And I'll move this back to our previous high, okay? And this was our previous all-time high. So all of this, oops, let's get it to stick on there. So all of this range is occurring right on top of the previous all-time high, okay? And also we've got this nice little, MA band as well right here, which, as you can see, has been pretty significant so far for Pepe, right? Got all that interaction, right? So I am not discouraged by this range at all. Am I annoyed that it's choppy? Yes. Is it supposed to be choppy? Of course it is. Of course it is. It's not supposed to be easy. You're supposed to get shaken out. You're supposed to think that it's over. That's how this goes. But anyways, looking at this, let me remove this. We retested high time frame demand, right? Boom. Retrace this entire inefficiency from the Coinbase listing. Bulls got wrecked. Bears got wrecked. Little rejection at the mid-range, and we're still in a range. Now, this is the same kind of effect that we were just talking about with, Bitcoin and ETH, where I can remove this, where you're seeing a lot of games being played right around the calendar rollover. Because a lot of people, they like to position going into the new year. And there's also some like tax loss harvesting strategies or tax advantage take profit strategies, where if you're way up on Pepe, you might want to wait to sell Pepe until January 1st so that your tax bill is not due for a year and a half, give or take. So there's all this stuff where, people are tax loss harvesting before the end of the year or strategically taking profit, later on. And Pepe's up quite a bit this year, and I think it's going to be up a lot more. But this is, your textbook technical retest right here. I mean, it doesn't really get much cleaner than that. High time frame range low and previous all-time high after monster bear trap, right? But here's the yearly open, games that we're talking about, where you get the opening tick right here. It's over. Oh no, we're going to be rich. It's alt season. And then everybody that positioned up here is now destroyed and they're capitulating and taking losses. And then smart money's going to fill here. And then they're going to run it back above the open and probably, even dink it around a little bit more. But you get the point, right? You can see how they're manipulating this market and destroying traders trading around a simple open. It's really that simple. So, when I look at this, I say, Bitcoin is holding high time frame support for now. ETH holding high time frame support for now. And more or less what we saw was a textbook technical manipulation phase of a calendar rollover. It's really that simple. So I think emotions are kind of running a little bit hot today. People are nervous. They're not having fun. I'm not having fun. Why would I be having fun? Is this fun? Is being stuck in this giant range here with these, huge, scary moves and then like, euphoric pumps, is that fun? No. But I also think it's really important to not conflate, a local bias, any sort of local bias with, a high time frame shift, right? With any high time frame shift. I think that can be a dangerous game. Sorry, I realize I cut my axis off there, but hopefully you guys can see everything okay now. But I just think it's really important to not, conflate a local feeling with, a shift of, an entire portfolio this early in the year, right? I mean, it's just, I think that's a dangerous game. And before we go, I'm just going to show you one more chart here. This is still fully my expectation, okay? This is still fully my expectation for ETH, where we've put in a bottom in our green zone, being Q4 after Bitcoin halving, and the next 6 months should be great. We just started the year. And I had this up here as well, which is, it shows more or less the same thing. But others dominance, which is everything in crypto outside of the top 10 by market cap. And it's showed as a percentage, right? So when this percentage is going up, that means altcoins are gaining market share against Bitcoin and ETH and Sol and BNB and XRP, the majors. And when it's going down, that means that majors are performing better. So you can see here that others dominance typically bottoms in Q4 and then kind of chop, 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 chop early Q1. And then we rip through, Q1 and Q2. So I accidentally closed my axis again. Here you go. But yeah, you should be able to see the chart right there. It's very, very clear. So anyways, that is it for today, guys. thank you guys so much for being here. Before you guys go, please consider liking the video and also subscribing if you found some value out of what we just did here today. And last but not least, guys, please consider checking out the links below. BB Terminal is an absolutely awesome product, guys. It's a Swiss Army knife. It's got all of the tools and data that you could ever need or want in order to succeed in these markets. And we custom built it here at BB. We spent about 9 months to about a year actually building this thing from scratch, and we are now in beta, so you can actually use it. It's heavily discounted right now, and if you buy the BB terminal, you can also pay in crypto, guys. If you check that out, you can pay in crypto. You're going to get access to our Telegram alerts channel also, but if you really want to take your trading to the next level, guys, check out one of our Discord packages. What you can expect there is 3 hours per day of private live voice calls with me and the entire BB team and community. We have active positions channels, TA channels, things that we don't talk about here on YouTube or on X, guys. There's nothing like it out there. And within the BB Discord, you're going to get free access to the BB terminal included for free. There is not another community out there doing what we're doing, guys. So we continue to reinvest our time and our money into the community, and that's why people love it and they stay. So this market is too big to navigate alone. I encourage you to get out there, find your group. We certainly want to be that group for you. Maybe, you know, it's not what you're looking for. Maybe it's exactly what you're looking for, but my trading has gotten exponentially better. My confidence in these markets has gotten exponentially better when I surrounded myself with the guys on the BB team and the BB community. A bunch of guys, like-minded individuals that take it seriously. So definitely consider checking out one of our Discord packages. But if not, join us with BB Terminal plus Telegram. Last but not least, guys, check out the BB Academy. If you like my charting here today and you want to learn all of our tips, tricks, secrets, everything like that, how we cumulatively as a team here at BB have navigated these markets from a technical and fundamental perspective for decades, check out the BB Academy, guys. I just dropped a free course, how to make your trading view charts look beautiful. Important first step. If you don't know how to look at the data and manipulate the data to be easier to understand, you're going to struggle. So check out that free course. But if you really want to take it to the next level and expedite your journey towards understanding these markets, check out the paid course, guys. There's nothing like it out there. I honestly can say with confidence, it's one of the best courses, if not the best trading courses for all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced. It covers everything you need to know. So a lot of people out there, myself included, teaching TA for free and FA. But there's a difference between a paid product and a free product, and you guys will see that if you join the BB Academy. It's an absolutely awesome course. But yeah, join us somewhere, guys. Join us in the Discord. Check out BB Terminal. Check out BB Academy. You can pay in crypto now for our services, so major benefit. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for being here. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Take care.